One common problem in MVVM is too much boilerplate code. Even for a small feature, we end up writing a lot of extra code just to support properties and commands. This makes ViewModels hard to read and maintain. If you watch my last video, I explained the normal MVVM pattern, but today we will solve this problem in cleaner and faster way. Hello everyone, I am Harsh. In this video, I will explain MVVM Toolkit. MVVM Toolkit help us to write less code, remove boilerplate, and focus only on business logic. Let's not talk much theory, let's jump directly into the code. To work with MVVM Toolkit, we have to install one NuGet package. Let's install it. Right click on the dependency and click on Manage NuGet Packages. Here search for MVVM Toolkit. This is the package we need to install, community toolkit.mvvm. Select this package and click on install. Here click on apply and click on I accept. It will start installing this package. And now installation is finished. Now we are ready to implement MVVM Toolkit feature. Now let's close this. So I will create one field called full name, private string, and then full name. And here if we add the attribute observable property, then it will generate the code like this. Just to show you, I will copy this and let me show you the actual code what it will generate. So when we write this attribute to any field, then it will generate this code. Like here we will have the getter and setter, and also we have the set property method which will work as on property change. So we no need to write this much boilerplate code. So we can simply write like this. So we can remove all this thing and we can write observable property for all the field. So here also, if you observe here, we are not making field as public. Even if you create field as private, then it will create the property like this and it will use that set property method of MVVM Toolkit. So for now, I will remove this and I will add this attribute to all the property. Let's remove it. Here we are getting the error what it say. The full name cannot be used to generate an observable property as its name could collide with the field name. So what we have to do here, we have to inherit from observable object and then I will make it like a field name. This we have to do for all. So I will add. Actually this will work with the field, not with the property. So it is looking for that naming convention here. Let's add in all the field and modify the field name. And also this we don't need now. If you see here, it's clearly say that its name would collide with the field name instance. Field should use the lower camel underscore lower camel or m underscore lower camel pattern. So this we have to follow the camel pattern for all the field here. And also if you observe here, I am updating the value of model class, but here I am writing the attribute to the ViewModel class. So the question is, will it update the model class property? Then answer is no, because this will generate the code for only the current class. So for this we will see later how we can update the model. For now I will make the changes here. If you see how many code we have removed from our ViewModel, what error we are getting here. Here we can see the compile time error. Missing partial modified on the declaration of main window ViewModel. Another partial declaration of this type exists. So whenever we are using an observable object here, then we have to make our class partial. Now let's run and see. Now let's have some value here. Click on accept and you can see the value is not updated and the button is not enabled. Why? Because I have added here in can register method I am returning the model class property. So here I have to return this class field. or also we can return the property of each term accepted. Now let's return this. Now let's check it. So why it is not working? Because in each term accepted we don't have logic to call this can register method. So now let's add that logic. Here we are not going to write logic manually. We have some attribute that we can utilize and we can see. Let's add this attribute here. Here we have the attribute notify can execute change for which command, this register command. So I will write like this, and here we have to use name of, or we can simply pass as string, but I prefer to use name of operator here. Here we are getting error. The target of notify can execute change for must be accessible iRelay command property, but register command has no match in type. So here we have to change this to iRelay command, where I have created the command iRelay. Import this namespace. We will remove this, and here we will pass the type. Now we don't require this method. This also we can write, or if you don't want to write like this, we can simply add the attribute here itself like relay command, and we can remove this code from here. So if you observe here, I have added this attribute, but I have not created any register command. When you see the generated code, we can see the register command is generated because we have added that attribute. And why we make this main window view model as partial? Because when code is generating, then it will create the class. That's why it was throwing the error. Now let's run and see. Now let's see why it is not working. I will go to this generated command, and here we can see the command, and here what we are passing. We are passing only the register method, not the can execute. So for that, what we have to do here, we have to set the property of this relay command can execute change equal to, I will say, can register, and I will create the method. It will return the boolean, and then here it will return this value, and also we have to pass the parameter here. Now let's rerun the application. We are getting the error. Why we are getting the error? Here we have to set the name of the method. There is no error. Let's run and see. Let's check it. Now you can see our button is enabled. Now let's have some value and click on register. If you see, we don't have data here because the data we have initialized in our model. That's why we are not getting. Let's click on register. We are not getting any value. Here we are getting default value. But if you see skill, I have checked, but we are getting false because this is not updating our model. So how to update it? Let's first see the generated code of skill sharp. What I will do here, I will use the property, press F12, and you can see the generated code here. If you see in the getter, we are returning the field, and in setter, we are checking that value. If it is equal, then they are calling this method. If you see on skill sharp changing, and the property change, and after change also they are calling on skill C sharp change method. In the same way for all the property, they have called this method. So if you want to update our model field, we can write the method like on skill WPF change in our view model, and we can update it. How we can update? Let's see. This is the partial method. We can see here. This is partial method. So here I will write that method in our class, and here we will update the user dot skill WPF equal to value. Now let's run and see for this value skip WPF. When it is changed, then if our model is changed or not. Skill WPF, let's check it and click on register. We can see our model value is changed because we are showing the model value here. So in this way we can do for all the property, but you have to see this. Here we have to provide the property name, but when we start writing it, then what is the difference between the normal MVVM and this? So we have to write boilerplate code for all the properties, so that we don't need. If you are using the view model directly, then this is fine. Otherwise you have to write the logic similar to existing code, but here there will be change in logic. Here I will comment this, and again I will change it to the property name convention, and here we will add get and return user dot full name, and then for setter Here we have to call the method setProperty, which is already implemented in observable object class. So here you want to update the user full name with the value, and then also you want to notify. For that we have user object, and then our name. We can write anything here, and here we can set. I will simply write u because it will be confusing with this user. So here we will use u dot full name equal to n. So this will work like the previous MVVM pattern where we are notifying the UI if value is changed. So now let's run and see. So this we have to write for all the property if we are following this kind of MVVM pattern. So this is again the boilerplate code. So if you don't want boilerplate code, then you can use the ViewModel property directly, or if you want the model also, then you can implement as the previous one. So let's have some value here, and let's click on register, and you can see the full name value is q, which is our model value. Okay, this is how we can implement in any way. This is how we can update the model property and notify UI when the value is changed with the setProperty method. But if you want to use only observable property, then we should bind this main window ViewModel to the UI and update value of the same ViewModel. Otherwise, we again have to write the boilerplate code. So it's up to you how you are going to write the MVVM pattern. I hope you learn how to use the MVVM toolkit and how to avoid writing the boilerplate code. Also, you have learned how to use the command without creating the command object, and how to enable and disable button based on the property. That's all for this video. If you found this video helpful, let's share with your friends.